The WhatsApp number to join us is 457-9994. The number to call is 457-9997. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Did you listen to that song from Poster there? Go and lock your door. Speaking about the negative effects of drug addiction. And he named out a couple in the song, if you paid attention. We're live on Facebook, by the way. You can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram at WFM99 SVG. And on TikTok, we're at WFM99. All right. Now, do you remember this story from last December where some homeless men were charged with the theft of a lump sum of items? Well, lump sum of, right, value is $68,000. Different items from a store in Kingston. 3 of them said that they were all cocaine addicts. Young men. No strangers to the court system and the system on a whole. One of them was a teenager. They decided to charge them and treat them separately because they all had different stories. The teenager said he was addicted to cocaine and he lived on the streets. Fast forward, said he ran away from the mental health rehabilitation center as well. Fast forward, February 2023. That's even a good 2 months after. Story here on IWN. Teen who said his brother would beat him in jail immediately dashes chance to stay out. That's the story. He is 16 years old. 16-year-old addict. A 16-year-old cocaine addict. Got himself in trouble. Breaking into a store, taking wristwatches, taking other items, a value of $68,000. He and 2 other men. All of them living on the street. Story says, on Friday, hours after police officers escorted the teen to Marion House, in keeping with the court order that he enrolls in their youth assistance program for a year or go to prison for 12 months. He's back on the streets of Kingston, where he had been living before his arrest last December. How does a teenager end up living on the streets of Kingston? How does a teenager end up becoming a cocaine addict at 16 years old? At 16, teenagers supposed to maybe just graduated or at least in Form 5 of secondary school. That's how our society is set up. At that age, that's where you're supposed to be. How do you end up in that position? Now we'll find out a little bit more about his backstory. Senior Magistrate Ricky Burnett spent an especially long time over Thursday and Friday trying to arrive at an appropriate sentence for the youth, who told Kingston Magistrates Court that his mother is dead and his father and brother, both of whom are inmates, would beat him if he is sent to either of the nation's prisons. What a position to find yourself in at 16. Can't turn to mommy because mommy's passed away. And I'm so sorry to hear that. Can't turn to daddy because daddy is behind prison. Because he committed a crime. He was charged with attempted murder. Can't turn to your sibling. Your sibling is also behind bars for another crime. So who at 16 or prior or before that could this young man have turned to for some help and guidance? The teen, who has been on remand since being charged on December 29th, told the court that his father, who is serving a 26-year sentence for attempted murder, had slapped him repeatedly at His Majesty's prison. Why? Him, along with Small, Peniston, and Little, and Jacob, of Redemption Shops, were convicted of a charge on Boxing Day. Story that I referred to at the beginning of this segment here. Further, the teen was found guilty of damage to property in relation to a smashed window at this store. The 3 defendants told the court that they used cocaine. They had denied committing the offense. But then, you see the evidence right there, and of course you are guilty of the offense. It's just how the reason that they gave for committing the crime was they were under the influence of a drug. We even had that conversation here. During cop chat, we spoke about narcotics, the effects of it, and how it is plaguing our society. And the fact that we do not have a designated place for people to get clean. Let me go back to the story again. The teen who, according to the evidence in the trial, had said that he was going to hot up the police head. Under the influence. The story is too heartbreaking, I'm going to tell you. Too heartbreaking. Because you can obviously tell from the words, from the way that he speaks, that this is an extremely traumatized person. At 16, to be so addicted. You know, you've heard the story from time to time. Young people trying out marijuana when they're not supposed to be consuming these things. But cocaine is such a highly addictive drug. The story says he was introduced to it in 2020. You know, wondering, introduced by who? But it must be so easy. If you are living on the streets, you are homeless. They tried you in the system at Liberty Lodge and you ran away. Jump over the fence and go about your business. They tried you in different homes and it didn't work out for you. Ended up living on the streets. It must be so easy for somebody to just come and say, hey, try that. You will feel better. At 16 years old, what does his future look like? You can send your responses on the WhatsApp. If you were there, let me read out the first one at least because it's 8:31. We've got to take a break. Good morning to everyone at 2FM. Happy hump day. Good morning. If I'm not mistaken, you said he's admitted he uses drugs. Yes. I think the real first step in treating his addiction is when he admits he has a problem and opens up to seeking treatment for his addiction. In order for him to get better, he realizes there might be a chance he can get better. He has to understand he has a problem and willing to work on it to get better. And there are resources set up he can go to get help for his addiction. Are there resources set up so he can go and get help for his addiction? That's my question. When we come back, we'll dive into the story a little bit more, but it's at this time we have to take a break. It is 8:32. Now, before we go, the Yulupan movement has an event coming up. Well, let me tell you all about it. The Ultimate Steel Pan Experience awaits you. Solos and Duets Brunch Edition. Got trending music and great vibes, the best food, fashion, ambience, and drinks coming up Sunday, the 26th of February. That's this Sunday, by the way. Adults are $30 and children $10. It's going from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at LaView. You can get your tickets at the Department of Culture in Kingstown, LaView, CDC office, Entice Bar, and Peace Memorial Hall. Yeah, performances by steel orchestras across West Virginia. You know we have some amazing steel orchestras. DJ Stifler and the trending artists. Of course, this event is powered by the European movement. Let's take a break and come right back. I was looking for I was looking for I was looking for a cough syrup, looking for